Honda documents have started revealing the secrets behind the supercharged V3R. But at the same time, they have sparked an even bigger question. Is Honda also working on a full-fairing supercharged superbike powered by a V5 engine? Yes, a V5, the same layout that powered Honda's legendary RC211V MotoGP bike. And before we get to that possibility, let's start with the machine that has already captured everyone's attention: the Honda V3R. Honda has been extremely careful about revealing details, but little by little, the picture is becoming clearer. We already know the engine uses a 75-degree V angle, and displacement is expected to be around 900 cc. On paper, that sounds manageable, even modest by modern superbike standards. But the real story lies in the supercharger system. Honda claims that, thanks to its electric compressor technology, the performance could feel much closer to that of a 1200 cc machine. That is what makes the V3R so fascinating. This is not simply about increasing horsepower. It is about creating a motorcycle that feels explosive, efficient, and technologically advanced all at the same time. Now, newly published patent applications have provided a deeper look into how Honda intends to achieve that goal. These patents do not show a simple supercharger bolted onto an existing engine. Instead, they reveal a carefully engineered layout designed to make the entire package as compact and efficient as possible. Unlike a conventional turbocharger, which relies on exhaust gas flow, or a traditional mechanically driven supercharger that continuously consumes engine power, Honda's electric compressor operates only when needed. That means boost can arrive almost instantly, without waiting for exhaust pressure to build, and without the constant parasitic losses associated with mechanical superchargers. And that is where the concept becomes particularly clever. The supercharger does not need to run continuously. During normal riding conditions, the engine can operate like a naturally aspirated unit, breathing freely without assistance from the compressor. But the moment the rider demands serious acceleration, the electric motor driving the compressor can activate almost instantly and force additional air into the engine. In theory, that delivers the best of both worlds: the smoothness and simplicity of a naturally aspirated engine during everyday riding, combined with the brutal response of a boosted machine whenever maximum performance is required. The patents also reveal something equally important: packaging. Honda positioned the electric compressor between the frame rails, directly behind the steering head. That location is far from random. It is a carefully calculated solution that helps centralize mass by keeping heavier components close to the motorcycle's center of gravity. It also shortens the distance compressed air must travel before reaching the plenum chamber located above the three throttle bodies inside the V of the engine. In a high-performance motorcycle, every millimeter matters, and every gram matters even more. Honda seems to understand that the real genius of this system is not simply the boost itself, but how seamlessly the entire system has been integrated into the chassis. As with any forced induction engine, the plenum plays a critical role. Its job is to equalize intake pressure before air enters the throttle bodies. In Honda's design, the supercharger and plenum occupy the space where a traditional airbox would normally be located. That naturally creates a packaging challenge. Honda's solution was to relocate the filter housing and intake system to the right side of the motorcycle. That helps explain why the V3R prototype appears slightly asymmetrical. Some riders may need time to get used to the unusual shape, but from an engineering standpoint, the solution makes perfect sense. The intake and filter assembly are relatively light compared to the engine and compressor, making their relocation a reasonable compromise in exchange for better mass centralization. Air enters through the filter and then follows one of two possible paths. One route feeds the supercharger intake. The second bypasses the compressor entirely and flows directly toward the plenum chamber above the throttle bodies. When boost is required, an electronically controlled valve closes the bypass passage, preventing pressure from escaping back toward the airbox. When boost is not required, that valve opens, allowing the engine to function like a conventional naturally aspirated power plant. In simple terms, the motorcycle only generates boost when the rider actually needs it. And that is what makes Honda's approach so different. This system is not only about peak power, it is about response. Electric boost offers a major advantage because it reacts almost instantly. There is no traditional turbo lag, no waiting for exhaust gases to spool up a turbine, and no need for a massive battery system simply to keep the compressor operational. That helps reduce weight while keeping the motorcycle practical for real-world production. And this is where the story becomes even more interesting. The patents suggest Honda may be thinking far beyond a single motorcycle. According to the documentation, the same electric supercharger concept could potentially be applied to V-twin, V4, V5, and even V6 engine configurations. That is a significant clue. Manufacturers do not always reveal future products through patents, but they also rarely include highly specific engine layouts without reason. The V5 reference is especially intriguing. According to the documents, the proposed layout would use 3 cylinders in the front bank and 2 cylinders in the rear bank. That is a remarkably specific configuration for something supposedly included only as a theoretical example. Naturally, it raises an exciting question. Is Honda quietly laying the groundwork for a future V5 Superbike? That possibility is exactly why rumors of a full-fairing supercharged V5 Superbike have begun spreading throughout the motorcycle community. If Honda were to build such a machine, it could become one of the most dramatic performance motorcycles of the modern era. A V5 engine combined with electric supercharging could potentially create a power band unlike anything currently available on 2 wheels. Depending on displacement and tuning, performance could enter territory occupied by the most extreme superbikes in the world. Some enthusiasts speculate about figures approaching 250 horsepower, or perhaps even more. Those numbers may sound outrageous, but it is easy to understand why excitement is building. A supercharged Honda V5 Superbike would instantly dominate headlines and completely reshape expectations. And if such a machine ever reached production, it would not simply be another fast motorcycle. It would be an era-defining motorcycle. The kind of machine that arrives and forces the entire industry to respond. In many ways, its impact could mirror what happened when Kawasaki introduced the H2R in 2015. That motorcycle changed the global conversation about factory-built extreme performance. A supercharged Honda V5 could potentially achieve something similar, but with Honda's own engineering philosophy behind it. Refined, technically ambitious, and designed with long-term vision rather than pure shock value. Of course, for now, the V5 Superbike remains speculation rather than confirmed reality. But the patents make the idea feel far more believable than a typical internet rumor. At a time when many motorcycles are becoming increasingly predictable, Honda appears to be reaching back toward the spirit of innovation that once made it one of the most feared engineering names in motorsport.